Yeah, it's normal that the electrical system gets disrupted a little bit due to the rain. But well, it's a fortunate thing. Very nice thing that it rained here and there. Eh?
Yeah, yeah, it was time. So it's raining in Leon too.
Yeah, up to now. It's drizzling. It's a little drizzle, not too heavy. It's like a drizzle. More than a rain, it's a drizzle, but
Mm-hmm.
it's still very good.
Yeah, of course.
The aquifers get refilled, and that is very very positive.
Yeah,
And well, let's enjoy that. I was thinking about the important discoveries that have improved our life. I'm sure that you remember some of them, Mickey, or that you have in mind, or something that is your favorite. Probably my favorite invention or discovery for the betterment of the society, that has made the society or life better. What do you have in mind? What comes to your mind when we talk about discoveries or inventions that make our
yeah.
life better?
Mm, well, there are so many. Probably uh, one that comes to mind is the how say the bubble light. Yeah,
The light bulb.
yeah, the light bulb.
Yeah, the light bulb. Yeah, it's for example, this is at the end invented by Thomas Edison. Let me turn on the fan because I am burning
Yes, sure.
here with this
Yeah, yeah. Don't
heat.
worry.
Give me a second, please, Mickey, really quick.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's incredibly hot, and I need to use a fan. I had never in my life used a fan other than when we were in Sinaloa when we were children, like 5 or 6 years old. We had to take a bath 3 times a day. It was incredibly hot, but other than that, I don't remember a time like this with so much heat.
yeah. Me neither. Uh, Actually, this year is the first time that I use. Sometimes I try to not use it, but in some occasions it's almost impossible. Sometimes I put the fan in the night because I heat in the night. And apart of that, imagine in my room, it's not just me. My brother sleeps in the same room, so imagine two guys in the same room that is not too big. Is
Oh,
cold.
yeah, with two people, yeah, yeah, that is true. That is true. I'm having good classes with Luisito too. He's also very
Yeah,
smart.
yeah,
Yeah, very, very
he's
smart. He likes philosophy and math, and it's really bright too. Um,
yeah.
well, let's take a look at this table, Mickey.
Yes, sir.
We have, for example, we have the printing press. What do you think about that? The printing press by Gutenberg.
Gutenberg. Yeah, of course. I think that probably without the printing press, it wouldn't be possible to see other writings in the past. So thanks of the printing press, we have the fortune to see different writings on different times, different types of writings too. And yeah, well, the impact revolutionized the spread of information and literacy.
Yeah. Do you think that at one point in time, audios or audiovisuals will eventually replace printed writings, or they will remain forever? What do you think about that, Mickey?
Mm, uh, well, yeah, it's a good question. I think that at least in a future not too long, right? I think that continue is gonna continue the information and literacy in books too, or in writing. I hope so because Yeah, I think that when you see something, when I think that there are different types of ways of learning, and there are people who is more like visual. But I think that literacy and books uh, have like their own legacy. So I don't think that just one day from one day to other is gonna disappear. But I don't know.
Yeah, could be. When you say the near future, how many years are you thinking ahead? 5, 10, 2 decades, 5 decades,
Probably
or
until two
how far?
decades.
2 decades, 20 years. All right.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, very interesting. I think I agree with you. At least 2 decades. And then let's take a look at electricity. Do you know much about the kite experiment that Benjamin Franklin conducted?
I have heard about it, but I don't remember too much.
Apparently, he inserted a key in a string attached to a kite, and then he went out and he used that as an array arrestor. And you know that arresters are ray arresters or light arresters. They are used to attract rays and send them to ground. That way, you will avoid that the ray goes somewhere else, right? Like to a tree or even a person. That's very dangerous.
Mm,
Supposedly, and I believe it's true, that allowed us to have the modern equipments with these arresters. Ray arresters are necessary in modern installations. Almost every modern installation must have arresters,
mm.
which are pararrayos, right? And
Yeah.
they are necessary. Uh, what do you think is the purpose of those arresters?
Mm, well, probably in case that there's like a I don't know, like a storm, something like that. Uh, that the how do you say mm, the thunderbolt? I don't remember.
The thunders and storms and
Ray?
lightnings. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't pass of the light arresters. To be honest, I'm not sure.
Well, yeah, it modern. Well, that's the meaning of the name, right? It
Hmm.
arrests, it holds, it captures the rays, the linings, and avoids that they strike a person or they strike at random anywhere.
Mm,
So there is direct conductivity. Um, Actually, might be interesting to look up in the internet how light arresters work. Can you please Google it for a moment, Mickey?
yeah.
Please, how light arresters work. Or lining arresters, they call it too.
Here says that an arrestor doesn't observe doesn't absorb lighting or stop lightning. It diverts the lightning, limits the voltage, and protects equipment installed in parallel. Surge arresters have many applications, anywhere from protecting a home to a utility substation.
Mhm. Yeah. So we always included them in the equipment that we sold to in Siemens to the CFE and other utilities in the US. Uh, Probably you know that in Mexico there is almost one or two per state. So it's very common that the utilities, the American utilities, buy equipment, and all the equipments must have light arresters. That's a must.
Mm.
Light
Yeah,
arresters.
well,
They
it makes
protect the.
sense.
Yeah, yeah. And then we have vaccination, Mickey. Can you read about that, please?
Mhm. Vaccination, uh, Inventor Edward Jenner. Date 1796. Pioneered the field of immunology, leading to the control and eradication of many diseases.
Yeah. What do you think of that?
Of vaccination.
Yeah.
Uh, well, yeah, of course. It's a huge invention. I think that without vaccination, and there will be so many diseases without being eradicated. So, yeah, I think that it's
Yeah. Exactly.
rather necessary.
Exactly. Exactly. And which are the diseases that have proved to be the most lethal in history? Do you have like a recount, or can you do a quick research? There's been there have been so many diseases that have proved lethal for people for years. Let's see if you can find out some of the most lethal diseases, Mickey.
Mhm.
Please.
The first one, it appears that it's ischemic heart disease or coronary artery disease. It appears that
Okay.
just in 2015, there were 8.8 million of deaths, and from 2000 to 2015, it increased from 6 million to 8.8 million.
Ah, that's impressive, right?
Yeah.
How do you think vaccines have been developed or invented?
Uh, how is the procedure of the invention of the vaccine, or
The process, yeah, the process of yeah, production, right? Exactly, Mickey.
mm, well, I'm not too sure, but I think that normally in vaccines, uh, they inject you a little part of the virus that you want to be protected, and in that way you create like uh, well, you protect your immunology system, and when you receive in the future that virus, well, you have like the um, antiviruses. You have like,
Antiviruses.
yeah, more developed. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you create antibodies, as you say,
Yeah, antibodies. Yeah, anticuerpos. Yeah.
and right, that's what you create in
Mhm.
in the body, in your immune system. I mean, it creates this for the viruses that are injected in your organism, or I mean, in the experiment, in the culture,
Mhm.
provoke that they provoke this creation of antibodies, and some of these antidotes are made in horse or big animals, big mammals.
Mhm.
For example, the anti-scorpion vaccine, they inject this venom from the scorpion into a horse, so the horse develops this immune system, and then that is used to help people eventually.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, medicine is really
Interesting.
beautiful and very, very yeah. Let's take a look at some of the diseases and which of these ones looks more striking, that cause more casualties. Look at the bubonic plague. What
75
can you see
to.
from this table?
Mhm. Mm, well, it appears that the disease with more deaths were the smallpox, with
Smallpox.
between 300 to 500 million of deaths.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. 500 million, million, million. million, 7 million for COVID. Yeah, smallpox, incredibly
But well,
severe.
for example, appears malaria with 400,000 annually, and it's still that is current. So probably malaria will be more. Will be will
Probably,
provide, yeah, more deaths than the others.
yeah, that's true. That's true. That makes us think of our health system. There is a situation with the health system in countries. Normally, some countries have a private system, some countries have a public system, and some countries have a mixed Mexico.
A what? Ah, yeah, mixed.
The health system, how it operates, the health system, the health system in general, how it operates in Mexico. You have a notion, an idea? I'm sure you do.
Yeah, well, obviously, as we mentioned here, uh, there are different health system
Okay.
in which, for example, obviously in the private, you pay for the mm, for the health system, and in the public, well, probably I can have in mind IMSS or ISTE, and and well, I don't know if mixed system will be like, for example, the hospitals that are created here in the state, that the government gives you um, like a support of the payment that you need to pay, and then you pay the other part. I think that, for example, the hospital regional works that way. I'm not sure that the things are
I think you're correct,
much,
Mickey.
much cheaper than obviously if you go to a private.
True, very true. Yeah, it's a complex system. I believe you're right. And there are many components of a health system or healthcare system. First of all, is the healthcare providers. Let's say that you decide to start an organization to begin a clinic, like, let's suppose, right? What First of all, what's the purpose of the clinic? Why would you start or develop a clinic? How would you do it? Why would you do it, right? So those are the first questions. Let's say that you get together with other businessmen, and then you say, well, in Irapuato we don't have enough clinics, or they are not very good, or they are good but very expensive. So it all depends on what you want to attain, to achieve. Let's say that you start this project with some other friends, that you become that Carlitos Slim becomes your compadre, right? Your best man.
Mhm.
And he tells you, okay, Mickey, you are the manager of the next clinic in Irapuato. Make me a plaque, he would probably say, right? What would you do? How would you handle it? What would you
Mm,
consider as important components for this project?
well, first of all, probably I will choose an accurate zone to put the clinic, somewhere probably is uh, in a way like there are cars and there is movement near from that zone, and not too near because well I know that there must be like quiet zones in the hospital, but you know that it's a zone that is uh, that people can see the clinic. Probably that will be the first one thing that I need to think about it. What else?
Should be
Probably
accessible, right? I'm
yeah.
sorry. Should be the zone should be accessible, not very far, not very distant,
Hmm.
and as you say, close to poles of development, correct? Or
Yeah.
okay, okay, poles of development, or zones with lots of people.
Hmm.
All right. What would be the second point that you would consider as important or crucial to start with
Mm,
something?
uh, well, obviously we need to invest in modern equipment.
What do you say that is the minimum that a clinic, a private clinic, must have in terms of
At
equipment?
least,
What is the
um,
least in terms of equipment?
um, yeah, well, at least probably in all the rooms there must be like, how do you say, like this electrocardiogram. I don't remember the name.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Electrocardiogram. Uh,
A good bed,
electrocardiographer.
electrocardiographer. I would say that a good bed.
Right.
Mm, what else?
Bed for patients or bed for what?
First of all, for pensions, but obviously, if we can at least put a little sofa for the visitors, I will do that.
For the visitors?
For
Okay.
visitors. What else? Mm, Something very important, have in the clinic, we must have qualified people who will be prepared for any type
Qualified
of
people.
situation.
Qualified people. Okay. Qualified people. Okay. Well, you said investing more in equipment and furniture, right?
Yeah.
Furniture. Qualified people. All right. How many people would you start with?
Well, I think that is depending of the size of the clinic, but at least I would put, if there are like different floors, let's imagine there are 5 floors, at least putting 3 or 4 people per floor. I don't know.
Okay. And that when you say people, you're talking about nurses, doctors, uh, assistants, secretaries,
Yeah, of course,
or
like the people who stay there, like base. Obviously, I know that in clinics there are like other like specialists and all stuff. But I'm telling like people who is there in base, that if you need something, well, there are people who can help you.
yeah, so qualified people, modern equipment, and accessible zone. And then, how would you price the services?
Mm,
High, moderate, low.
well, I think that it's the same, depending of where it's located and all stuff. But for example, I know that here in Irapuato, the hospital MAC is so expensive, or in León, what is the name of this hospital? Los Angeles? Hospital Los
Yeah,
Angeles?
yeah,
Yeah, it is
exactly.
so expensive too. but but well, probably I will put a moderate pricing of the services.
All right. And the capacity, how many
Mm,
beds for patients? How many patients would you be able to host in this hospital, this small clinic?
Probably there are 5 floors. Mm, at least 10 patients per floor. I
10
think that
what?
it's 10 people that could be stay there.
10 people per floor.
Yeah.
So the capacity would be 50 total, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, the healthcare system looks easy, but it's really complex and is complex in every single way, from the technical aspect to the legal aspect, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
To the technical aspect.
I would add a coffee shop too. This is necessary.
A coffee shop.
100%.
Yeah, right. A coffee shop as well. Six. A coffee shop. All right. Now, for example, ambulances. Would you have your own ambulances?
Yeah.
All right. And then you would need to do your accounting, your numbers accounting. So how would you do it? The
The accounting, well,
ambulance.
there must be a team of accountants, I imagine.
Yeah.
And,
Right.
and
Well, yeah.
yeah, well, I don't know.
Numbers.
Now that I'm thinking about about it, well, the first time that I went to the hospital, Mac, and that I stayed there because they remember that my dad decided to get a little surgery. And well, I saw a little bit how is the process and how there are nurses, how there is a coffee shop there, how if you click certain button, well, you can call to the nurse, or they are always like checking in the nights. And yeah, well, I imagine that it's a process not too easy mm, to make. I consider that it requires time and it requires, well, it requires different processes to do it correctly
Yeah, I would say that is one of the most complex services.
and expensive too.
But yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So you have tangible assets, right? Tangible assets. The building, accessories, furniture. I mean, furniture, equipment. These are tangible assets.
Mhm.
Medicines, medicines. What is this that our friend sells? This guy Fernando Villegas. What does he
Mm,
sell? Appliances, right?
yeah.
Appliances, something that you can dispose of,
Hmm.
like a catheter, syringes, needles, bandages, all the accessories and appliances,
Yeah.
appliances and accessories. So that's what he sells, and he has made good money with that.
Yeah. Of course. Well,
It's for business.
I remember that it was when it was like the COVID time, the first time that my dad got sick. Well, we were always nervous because it was the moment that I remember that was the birthday of my mom, and he was just in his room. He was like separated from us because, well, do you remember all the panic that exists in that time when it was beginning the pandemic? And I remember that Fernando Villegas, um, how to say it, like lent us oxygen. I don't know how to say it. This,
An oxygen tank.
yeah, an oxygen tank. Yeah.
He lent you an oxygen tank. Eh? Oh,
Hmm. Probably my dad didn't use it, but it was like in case that you need, here is the oxygen tank. Yeah.
oh, that's very nice of him.
Yeah.
Well, so these are the tangible assets: buildings, furniture, equipment, medicine. What else? would be a tangible asset that you can touch. Is tangible. That's why they call them tangible assets.
Mm, well, probably if you go to the coffee shop, food and all stuff.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay. Food and beverages. Right.
Mhm.
Food and beverages in the coffee shop. Right. Okay. And then um, assets and liabilities. What do you have? Something that you need to pay. Well, we need to pay the rent of the hospital or mortgage. If we bought the hospital, or if we built the building, the depreciation, right?
Yeah.
What else is an obligation? Financial obligation, which is a liability.
Uh, hmm. Pay taxes?
Taxes is considered a liability. Yeah, it's a liability. I think it is. Let me check really quick, Mickey,
Yeah.
please. Is taxes financial liability? I think you're correct. Yes, yes, it's considered a financial liability. Yeah, thank you, Mickey. Yeah, it is correct. I wasn't sure, but now, yeah, it is. You're right. Liability, depreciation, taxes,
What else?
salaries and wages,
Yeah.
the bills, electricity bill, water bill, the phone bill,
The
bills,
internet and all stuff.
water, uh, internet, internet, electricity. What else?
Mm,
Water, etc. Electricity, other liabilities, obligations, rent. Well, other tangible assets I forgot to mention is the ambulances and other vehicles. Other vehicles, right? That's another asset. Probably you have a patent. Maybe you have a patent, so that is another. Um,
hi, teacher, can you listen to me? I don't know. It was my signal.
no, I couldn't hear you, Mickey. Can you repeat what you said, please? I couldn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was asking you if you can listen to me because
Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you, but your
Hello.
image is frozen. I think that we're back. Can you listen to me, teacher?
Sorry. Only now. I'm sorry. Yes, only now I
Yes,
can
sir.
hear you, Mickey. I'm
Mhm.
sorry. I got disconnected, I think, or something went wrong. But now I can hear
Yes.
you. Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes, teacher. Yeah, I can.
The connection is unstable. I'm losing you at times. Okay. Can you repeat what you said, Mickey, please? I lost you for a moment.
Mm, yes, sure. Yeah, I was just asking you if you can, if you could listen to me because I thought that it was my Wi-Fi, but But no, I think that
The
it
connection is
was
getting
yours, right?
unstable.
Can you listen me, teacher?
Yeah, I don't know if it is yours or if it is mine because I also
It looks that my signal
I think
is
it was
it.
mine. Yeah, I think it still is. He's having problems. It's better a little bit now, right?
Yeah, yeah, teacher. Don't worry.
Okay, okay. Well, um, so I wanted to ask you what is the feeling? It doesn't give me a really very strong enthusiast feeling to think about a clinic, a hospital. It's not something that I would do personally speaking. But people
Hmm.
have the character and have the empathy to start a clinic or to start something to the healthcare system. What's your personal feeling about the healthcare system in general, Mickey?
Mm, healthcare system. Well, I have my obviously like my personal thoughts, and I think that probably not all people could would agree with me. But to be honest, I don't know if I will put a clinic to because I think that the services are so expensive, and in occasions people lost all the money that they got from their work just because they were sick and they need to pay the well for the place for being checking there and all stuff and I don't know. At least for me, it's like sad because I know that there are cases where people lose all their money just for paying the bills that the healthcare system has, right? But well, this is my opinion.
So you have mixed feelings.
Yeah, yeah, I have mixed feelings. In the past, I've thought about to put
Maybe
like a
you were too young. Yes, Mickey. Go.
yeah. I was telling you that in the past, I had in mind that I would put like a franchise of farmacias similares or a type of franchise. Probably I will do that, but I don't know if I will put a. Obviously, I need the money first, but it's not like a business that I'm too like attracted to it. Can you listen to me, teacher, or the signal is still failing?
I lost you a little bit. I heard that you wanted to at one time to start to set up a franchise, but then I lost you. A franchise of what?
O farmacias similares.
What was that you said, Mickey? That you wanted to set up a franchise of something? Ah,
Yeah,
really? Ah, okay, pharmacy. Okay.
yeah. I think that there in
So a
the
pharmacy,
there was like a little delay here in the session, teacher. I think so.
it's easy to manage. You buy the medicines. Actually, you don't buy them. You get them on consignment. If you don't sell them, you just give them back.
Yeah.
And I think it's an easy business to handle to manage. And also, you can use it as a mini supermarket.
Yeah, I think that for example, Walmart and those supermarkets, the brands pay to have a place in the building. So, for example, Walmart and those company don't pay for the product; they just sell the space. So, yeah, it's a good business.
Yeah, yeah, that is true. That is true. Maybe a small tract of land, well, not so small, a tract of land in which you can also Anchor. First of all, you anchor the other companies, right? You anchor. For example, they say Walmart is an anchoring company.
Mhm.
What do you think of this concept of anchoring in terms of business or in terms of enterprises? Anchoring enterprise, like Walmart. If you start a plaza like Plaza Cibeles, Cibeles Plaza, Cibeles Mall, um, the anchoring companies are the movie theater, the cinema, the movie theater,
Mhm.
Liverpool, possibly Starbucks. What do you think of this concept of anchoring first?
Mm, well, uh, anchoring is like, uh, well, in Spanish is anclaje, right?
Exactly. So they say this is an anchoring company. You start a plaza, you start a mall, you
Mhm.
need something that anchors the other companies, and that can be Walmart, Liverpool, etc. What do you think of that?
Like to attract the people.
Yeah, exactly right.
Hmm. Yeah, of course. Those companies are necessary. For example, a case that makes me a little bit sad because I consider that it's a space of land that is not taking the advantage that must take is Plaza Fragaria here in Irapuato. Do you know
Yeah.
that well, it's supposed that in the past they said that there's going to be a Cinepolis there, and I think that the project was canceled. I don't know. I think that it was during the pandemic that they decided to cancel it. And well, there are not so many people there. I go there all every day because I go there in the there's my gym in that plaza. But
Already.
yeah, yeah, in the low part is the gym. But almost every day is it's empty, and there are
Yeah.
little restaurants, and so many of them were broke for the same reason that there's not so many people. And it has a space of parking. It has uh, well, the building in general is good construction. I don't know how to say it, but it's good. And yeah, I consider that it's a space of land that isn't taking the advantage that will have.
Yeah, I believe it's a good project. Unfortunately, it hasn't had the success yet that they were expecting. And I agree with you. It looks empty. It looks a bit empty, and it's sad because the place is very pretty. I used to go there with my
Mm-hmm.
friend for an ice cream. They used to have an ice cream parlor, and it broke.
It was the ice cream place were like in the corner of the plaza.
Yeah, yeah. And I love
Yeah.
that place. They were really, really delicious. They also sold you these coffee milkshakes.
Mm,
It was a nice place, but it broke.
yeah.
So
Yeah. For example, sorry.
yeah, yeah. What would you do there to fix it? Let's say that they ask you to become the administrator or the manager. How would you make it better?
Mm, well, I think that it is necessary to have this type of anchoring enterprise to attract the people. More or less, I have seen uh, more people because well now there's a Starbucks there, there's Carl Jr. So in a way, yeah, there's more people. But I imagine that if there was a cinema, my mom told me that last week they went to the mall when I was in the to Plaza Cibeles when I was in Vallarta, and she
Okay.
told me that they last like 15 minutes to go out of the parking for the amount of cars that were there. So I think that in a way, yeah, Irapuato needs to divide the amount of people that is going to the malls, and I consider that Fragaria, if there's a cinema, doesn't matter if it's Cinepolis or Cinemex, there will be a like the anchoring to attract the people. I think so.
Right. It looks an easy concept, and actually, it's an easy concept. However, the simple concept of anchoring, how do you anchor people to something? It sounds a bit maybe not shallow, but looks like how do you anchor people? Well, it's too vague, right? How do you
Yeah.
anchor people? But it's actually an interesting question from the financial or strategic business strategic point of view.
Hmm.
How do you anchor people to a place?
Yeah.
For,
Um, well, I consider there are enterprises that doesn't matter too much where it's located. If there's a like fluence of people there, that there's like colonies, there's like um, different places where people uh, could pass through there and see it. Probably those anchory enterprises would attract the people. For example, in front of Fragaria, I don't know if you have seen that there's a new Walmart.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And with lots of stores, you have, I think, Suburbia or
Del Sol,
Sol,
Coppel, is Coppel.
Coppel. Yeah, I'm sorry, it's Coppel.
KFC, Domino's, Burger King. The Burger King is new, and well, in comparison with Fragaria, that mall has increased at least like 3 times for the same reason because there's a Walmart there.
Yeah.
But for example, one friend of my mom has her business there. I don't know. You have seen the pastecos, the pastes, like little cakes that with jelly of different things, pineapple, strawberry. It's called pastes.
Okay.
Well, yeah, she told to my mom that she was paying of rent 40,000 pesos. Then a part of that, she's paying 3,000 pesos of light per month of the
The
service of
electricity
light
bill, three
electricity.
thousand.
So just with rent and the electricity are 70,000 pesos. A part of that, you need to pay salaries, you need to pay the franchise because it is a franchise. And well, she's sad because we went there yesterday because my mom told me that, and it was like, oh my god, how is that possible? And in a way, I little put like my little grain
Yeah.
and buy something. And yeah, there were people at least when we went, they were like 10 to 15 people in line to buy. But but well, imagine you're selling pastas that the cost of a pasta is 30 pesos. So imagine how many you need to sell to cover just the rent and the electricity and all stuff. So probably there are gonna be business that will work and others that probably not, depending, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. I was just checking the process. What you say is very interesting, and it's very nice also that you put your little grain to help friends and family. Um, many promotionals say enhance your customer experience. So let's say if you're in a hospital with a coffee shop, amenities, if you go to the cinema, if you go to a mall, if you go to any place, how do you enhance the customer experience in different places? How do you attain that?
How do you anchor people to a place? Customer experience. Yeah, of course, people must, in a way, like must feel like valued. That really the enterprise or the company really value that client. I have seen that, for example, in stores like Costco and that type of stores where the service is so nice. If you want to have a refund or something doesn't work, it doesn't ask you. They just give you the money back, and that type of customer experience. Well, in a way, you feel attached to the to the company in this case.
Okay. What do you think some companies do it very easily? I heard, for example, that in the US, I never had that need or necessity, but they said that in the US, if you don't like a bicycle, you can use it for 1 or 2 weeks and then go back to the store and say, you know what, I didn't like it, and give it back. And you used it for 15 days. You just give it back and they don't ask you questions. I
Yeah.
heard that story.
Hmm.
Why do you think it is so difficult for us to do the same in this sense?
Well, actually, I don't remember if well, I don't know if you remember when I told you that one friend of my uncle came to Mexico 2 weeks ago, and he told us that in Canada they prefer to give the money back, and instead of paying like more salaries because well the salary there in Canada or in United States is more expensive, so that's why they prefer to just yeah the money's there instead of having like paying more salaries to cover the how can I say it, like um, yeah to paying more salaries they prefer to just give the money back instead of have people to take attention to the problem. It's just like yeah here's your money and that's all.
Yeah.
So
What do you
probably
think of that?
mm, well it has advantages and disadvantages too because in a way I would imagine that mm, it's like so consumist, that
Yeah.
if you don't want, well, you can give it back and you have your money, and they just continue creating and selling new products, and yeah, it's a cycle. But the only advantage you as customer is that you have your money back, but I don't know until what moment it's correct.
Right, that's true. Then there is also a phrase, which is the second one here, which is community engagement. How do you provoke this engagement towards your community? How do we make our people feel engaged?
Hmm. Mm, well, yeah, there are so many brands that they know how to do it. For example, Starbucks. You know that people who normally buys in Starbucks don't buy in other coffee shops, and I think that probably is for the experience that they give to their customers. Starting that they put your name in the product that you're buying it, and that you have like this smell when you enter to that coffee shop. I think that there are different things that, in a way, makes the people feel like attached to the to the product or to the service. I don't know, for example, Costco. You know that in Costco the hot dog is 30 pesos and it includes you the soda and you can refill it if you want. So
Uh-huh.
that type of things I think that makes people feel attached because well normally when you go to Costco you don't buy just one hot dog. At the end you finish buying probably pizza or a sundae or more things. So that type of products probably are like a way to attach people because okay let's go for a hot dog, it's cheap, and then you want something else and then you go for cookies and stuff. I think so.
Well, yeah, that is true. It's true. So they create these extra service, extra amenities that provokes and community attachment, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And
exactly.
then they have these loyalty programs and incentives.
Hmm.
I'm sure you do something similar to try to maintain your people attached to your company. Uh, do you have this type of incentives, loyalty programs? I know that some companies have these cards.
Hmm.
Uh, I mean, car wash services, for example, this is a typical example in which you wash your car there for 9 times and the 10th is free or 50% reduction.
Yeah.
Some many companies do this. What do you think? What's your opinion about that? How does it work?
Yeah, well, it's a good program. I think that, for example, that loyalty programs with cards have changed a little bit now. For example, in stores like H&M, same Starbucks, when you buy this, when you buy something, you get like points. In Cinepolis, it's the same with your card Club Cinepolis. When you buy something, you receive a
Right.
certain amount of points, and then and then those points you can use it uh, to buy something. For example, I think that in Cinepolis, 1 point is like 1 peso. So if you have
Uh-huh.
200 points, you can buy probably, I don't know, it's so expensive, probably two sodas and a little corn pops. But yeah, I think that are good. In H&M, for example, when you registered in their program, they give you a 10% discount in your first purchase. So that type of things makes the people feel attached.
Yeah, yeah, that is really, really, and it's exactly what you say. Makes people feel attached.
Yeah,
There is so much to do in terms of business, right? So many
yeah.
things that we can implement. Well, I'm thinking about myself, for example. I'm trying to develop a new school here in Leon, in
Mm,
addition to the one that I have in Irapuato. At one time, it was very
great.
profitable, was very good. Now
Uh-huh.
it is really deep. I mean, it's just breaking even in Irapuato, but I still maintain it. But developing a new place in a new school in a new place, it's a challenge.
I imagine.
But it's nice. Now I'm developing chess classes in the place where I live, in the apartment, and it's okay. I mean, it's an extra activity that I like and enjoy.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm thinking of all these items that you're mentioning. How do you handle your marketing, the marketing of your company, Mickey? How do you brand it? How do you do the branding of your company?
Mm, yeah, well, at the beginning it was just starting with friends, you know. I created my Instagram account almost 3 years, no more, almost 4 years ago. And and well, I tried to get exposure as much as possible. I remember that I paid uh, in Facebook and in Instagram to publicity certain posts of my page. And then when I saw like places where you can present your brand, and for example in Irapuato I went to 3 or 4, more than sell, I try to attract the people and yeah, and get exposure of my brand. But I think that the best promotion or the best marketing is the marketing of mouth to mouth. I remember that I always ask to my clients when they purchase something that if they can post a picture of the sneakers in this case in their social media and tag me there. And well, the people, no, when you do that, the people who is not following you but is following the person that upload the story or the picture, well, they can decide and they can see your profile, and if they're interested, well, they can follow you. But yeah, I would say that now with Facebook ads, Instagram ads, is much easier and it is not too expensive.
True. Yeah, I also heard that one of the most effective ways to promote your business is with testimonials.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
People who give testimony of the benefits of working with you, the good experiences they have had,
Hmm.
and all the benefits that your company conveys. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So do you want to put a school there in Leon?
Yes, 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 yes. I'm starting with doing small classes in the place where I live.
Mm-hmm.
It's a small apartment in the north of Leon, close to Plaza Mayor. Actually, it's like 5 minutes away, and it's a small
Great.
cluster. Well, not very small, but it's a nice cluster called El Rosario. And here, there is a park in front of the buildings, and it's
Mm-hmm.
very, very nice. This park is incredibly beautiful. Sometimes there is it's an attractive place, and I'm doing it little by little, like a complement of my activities, and it's starting to flourish little by little. Like everything, you need to water the garden, right?
Yeah, of course. That's great. Normally, what is the average of a rent in that zone, Leon?
Is 5,000, 5,500.
Ah, it is not expensive. I thought there will be more.
No, no, no. It's like this. Other houses and places they go from 6 to 8, 9, 10,000 pesos, but they are normally houses. These
Mm-hmm.
are apartments in a building, so really they are not very expensive. They are affordable.
That's right.
I,
Yeah,
I think
sure.
I'm okay. I'm happy. Yeah,
If you want to promote your class, let me know. Your school, sorry. And let's see what can we do, to create posts, to make a page. I think that you have your page in Facebook, right?
yeah, but it's not very properly, not very well maintained. I need to do lots of changes. The yesterday the mother of one of the kids that I have in chess classes
Mm-hmm.
said to me, and she gave a good feedback. She says, "Well, you need to have like a name. You need to have the name of a school, a banner, maybe, probably create uniform. So when we go to a tournament, we say, well, we're representing this club, this school, this whatever." And I have it, but I'm still thinking if I want to maintain the same name of top class that I have in Irapuato, or create a new name, say, or maintain the same one, top class Leon, or I'm still deciding.
Mm.
But yeah, promotion is a biggie, as they say.
Yeah. Yeah, well, when you have like everything more planned, let me know and I see what can I do, teacher, to help you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, thanks a
No
lot,
problem.
Mickey. I appreciate your comment, of course. Well, let's take a little break and continue with our daily activities. How looks your day ahead? You have plenty of things to do today. You finish your
Mm.
master's semester.
Yeah, the next Saturday will be the last class of my second quadrimester. So yeah, it's going fast. At
Oh, second
in
quadrimester.
Yeah, in December I will finish, yeah, all my master. So
You
let's see
finish
how
your master's in December.
in December. Yeah. Well,
No,
it's
no.
supposed that after December I must have like a month of a course that it helps you to get the title of the master. But yeah, in December I will end with the course of the master.
How can
Yeah.
how can this be? It went so fast. It's amazing. It was just you were just starting.
Yeah. Well, it was like 1 year and a half. It's short, to be honest. And a part of that I just go on Saturdays, so it's okay.
Okay. Well, incredible. Congratulations, Mickey.
Thank you very much, teacher.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, Monday, right?
Yes, Jonathan, we are losing the signal, but see you the next week
All
and
right.
take care, teacher.
Take care. See you, Mickey. Goodbye. And congratulations.
Goodbye,
Goodbye.
teacher.
Bye. See you.
Take
Take
care.
care. Bye bye.